You gonna start, Steve, or am I gonna start?
Typically I do.
Go ahead.
I know you want to, but I kind of took your thunder there.
Go
So
ahead.
we're here, obviously, with the Mancini brothers, Dom and Frank, co-head coaches at Boardman. Is that what we're saying?
That's what we're trying to do.
Okay. So
let you know
that's what we're going to go with.
Yeah,
We're going to go with it.
I've said everybody wins with this.
We haven't fought one time yet.
Yeah, it's
No,
kind
alright.
of funny. I
So-
thought, because there was an over-under.
What if you guys would have done this when you were 22?
I'd
Yeah,
never
never.
make it. Never.
Maturity, you guys, as you've gotten older, you've gotten wiser. That's what I have to look forward to.
It becomes less important.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of your brothers.
So we're going to start with a little rapid fire segment.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start. I'm going to ask Frank. You're going to ask Dom.
I'll
Is
ask
that what
Dom,
we're
yeah.
gonna do?
Why don't you go first? And hey, coaches, first thing that comes to mind, just fire it out.
Okay. Excluding family members, which you guys have a lot of, what is the best match that you've ever coached?
It's got to be either Derek Oney or Emmanuel Cintron in the state semis. Both won with throws at the end in overtime.
Yeah, I remember Cintron's.
I remember Oni too, because Oni's down in Columbus coaching, right? I remember him. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
All right, Dom. Best. It could be dual or individual. Best match you've ever coached.
It's a tough one, but probably the Willie Rosa in the EOWL finals. He had this Hostetter from Salem who was undefeated, ranked fourth in the state. Willie wasn't even wrestling that good at that point in the season, but we just kind of had a game plan for the match. We went in. We knew he was going to be losing the match. We coached him that way, and we said, we'll get him in the third. And sure enough, he threw a cradle on him, got him in the third, and ended up winning 8-7. That was
You know Hostetter, don't you?
Yeah, I'm happy you chose that because Son earlier that year spladled me twice, not once, but twice in the same match.
Yeah.
So
Did you go with? Was that your era, Willie?
that was the year. That was the one and only year I beat Willie Rose.
Right.
And then he won the league. So,
Right. Yeah.
And for Willie,
Yeah, you
most,
guys-
most
I mean,
of the other
that's coaching.
most of the other matches went the other way to Willie's side, but that was the one year.
That was the one year you got him.
But
Yeah.
Son always got me. So
Yeah, he was good.
So that was a fun.
All right, question 2. Dom, most fun you've ever had at a wrestling event?
Boy, that is a tough one, but
Yeah.
I'm going to say some of the Disney trips.
Yeah.
Probably with Coach Bird and Fitz when we take both our teams down there. We've had a lot of fun.
Yeah. You guys been doing it how long?
Well, we probably took about four or five trips with Fitch. I would say down to Disney. So even going back to when Brett was going.
Yeah.
So those were always fun trips.
Yeah.
Coach Frank,
Same question.
most fun you've ever had at a wrestling event?
I think it was the Hefner the year I was at Alliance and we won it. Before the finals, I fed the team at my house.
Okay.
And after we won, everybody came back to my house and we ate again. And it was a lot of fun. Parents, the Dreggers, Montgomerys, Shields. They were just. It was just fun. Everybody was into it. You know,
when you have those years
just-
where
yeah.
everybody's into it and it's a team,
Yeah.
the team aspect.
the
of
parents
it
are important.
changes
They
things.
make it. You know, when you could celebrate with them.
Right.
And they, we spent a lot of time going to camps and.
For sure.
But that was fun.
That was a great team,
sure.
too. That was a great team.
This
All right.
next question, I guess, this might be near and dear to your heart because our middle school team is struggling this with
Yeah,
this a
let's
little
keep that team out of it for they undeserved to be on
bit.
it.
Short hair or skull cap?
Yeah, so you
I
can.
mean, this is a common.
I'm just saying, hey,
I'm going skull cap because
Hey, I'm with you, Coach.
look how long my hair is. All right.
I'm with you.
yeah.
I'm
Is
just
Horace
far
still
behind.
going with
Listen,
the skull cap?
Oh yeah,
So
we got a
Horace
lot of
still going
skull
with-
caps.
How many
Yeah,
skull
we
caps you got on the Boardman team?
What do we
At
got?
least,
2, 3.
Yeah, at least 3.
I mean,
yeah, at least 3 or 4.
Flaunt it when you got
they
it.
like their
Yeah,
long.
right,
All
exactly. Listen, you're going to lose it, so
Yes.
to have to shave it off for wrestling. I mean, it's going to go in your 30s. So let him wear it.
Enjoy it, huh? All right, here we go. So we can all relate to this. So Dom, I'll start with you. What hurts the most on your body when you wake up every morning and get out of bed?
Oh,
because
that's
of
easy.
wrestling?
Bad back.
Yeah.
Herniated disc. Oh yeah, horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my legs. They because I still do a lot of running and they ache.
Yeah.
They do.
I know.
I don't do running in my age, so I can imagine.
Well, when you're retired, you get up in the morning and go
Yes.
for a run. It's sort of nice.
So this is, I guess, a double-sided question for you, Frank. What do you love about Boardman, or Alliance? Obviously, you're there for a very long time coaching and teaching.
Yeah, I think I was 22 years in Alliance coaching, and I think I'm on my 12th or so, 13th in Boardman. Both places are great. In Alliance, building the Top Gun was always fun. I'm probably the only guy that's been to every Top Gun, and what it's become and still helping out, it's fun. With Boardman, it's the families that, some of the families I grew up with and, having wrestled there, coaching with family, my nephew, my brother, that's what it's about. It's a family thing in Boardman.
Sure. Let me ask you something, Frank, and I don't want to change subjects, but do you know the guy in the red hat?
Oh, I do very well.
Oh yeah.
And I will not
Can
tell
you give me
his
extra
name.
passes for districts?
Yeah. He's the
He
gatekeeper.
is
man.
I can't tell you who he is.
My son went after, when Nick was about 7 years old, he went after the guy in the red hat. Because the guy in the red hat, son was wrestling a Boardman kid, Mike Pasquale, and Nick went up to him and said, "You're going down."
I'll tell you this: the man in the red hat was at that party I was telling you about after we won.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So he's always
you
got
can
the
get out
invitation.
You can narrow it down from that. I mean,
Okay.
the kids on that
Yeah,
team.
start
Look at
looking
that.
at year
But
dragger
I'm not
or-
going to tell you because he might kill me.
Don, what's the best thing about being at Boardman? I mean, you've been there. How many
It's
years you been there?
maroon and white, man. I bleed maroon and white. I mean, just the fact that, I always think I go back to, I didn't start wrestling until high school. So the fact that I had that opportunity there and I really found myself in wrestling there, I mean, it's home, and with all the kids that have come up through the years, like Frank says, you meet families, dads that coach with you and things like that. You guys, you know what I'm talking about. You got that going on at Campfield. That's probably the funnest part about it.
All right. Am I up, Stevie?
I think so.
Okay, so just talking about gear now. Gear's big for kids now and so on and so forth. So I got your three options. You tell me what you like best. All right, Don. Cliff Keen, Adidas, or Rudis?
Rudis is their quality's really good. I mean, I think they're taking it to another level.
Yeah.
I think it's Adidas. That's the
Oh,
one.
yeah, that's right, because it's after Adidas.
Yeah, that's from
It's a
the
soccer thing,
soccer thing.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So I'm gonna go with that because I've always liked Adidas.
Yeah, you got a little bit of history with soccer, so you probably bought a few
Just a
Adidas.
tad.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
a tad bit there.
Tons. But that's good. I like it.
If you were the OHSAA wrestling czar, what is one rule you would change immediately?
Is that for both of us?
Yes, for either of you.
Okay, I'd go with go to college out of bounds.
Yeah.
This change they made is not going to work. The way that they had defined points of the body, when you get to the edge, that thing flip flops between shoulders, knees, hands, head, whatever. It's gonna. I think it's gonna get ugly by the end of the year. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I would go foot in. You're good.
Yeah.
Let them wrestle.
I agree.
I think I would form a committee to pick the 4 best teams in America and tell the rest they're done. Well, at least that's what the college does, right? So
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Dean's looking at me like, is he serious?
I'm like, wow. I was actually in
just-
college wrestling too. I was like, okay, Penn State, Iowa, Ohio State. Who's that 14?
I love I mean, I just love the fact that how high school does let you compete. I mean, it's great. But if I was the czar, I would, along with Dom, the thing I like about college wrestling is when they're going to call stalling, they start a count, and you could hear them. So if you're on a leg too long or you're, doing something that the ref doesn't like, he's like 1, 2, you better move, or
Yeah,
otherwise you're going to
On the
go for
ankle and
stalling.
stuff like that, sure.
There's
You
no
know,
doubt what's happening.
In high school, it's like stalling. Where'd that come from? I didn't
Right.
like as a coach. I would never yell if I heard a count.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I would shut up, but
Yeah.
you don't know where it's at, and if they're going to call it. So I would like to. I mean, I think
So
that's
more
something.
vocal ref.
A
from
vocal
that standpoint.
call before stalling.
Okay.
That's good.
Actually,
I should say a
agree with
vocal
that.
count.
Yeah.
A count.
All right. Hey, that's our first segment with Dom and Frank Mancini. That is rapid fire. So we'll be next with a couple unique and new segments in a couple minutes here. Thanks.